Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, and welcome back to Bariatrics and Beyond, brought to you by Elias Ortiz and Company, the podcast where we talk about life before, during, and beyond bariatric surgery. So grab yourself a drink and a healthy snack, because on today's episode, grab yourself an energy drink, because this is coffee. You might need it, because on today's podcast, we have none other than Nicole.
Hello.
Here to talk all about, she's 1 year post-op from her deep plane face and neck lift. So she's going to talk all about that. She's Dr. Espino's coordinator, and she's going to just give you the lowdown, everything you need to know about facelifts, about recovery, about everything. So
Experienced the whole lot.
Yeah. So Nicole, for people who don't know you, please introduce yourself.
I am Nicole. I am Kayla's older sister. Also work for EOC. I'm Dr. Espino's coordinator. So I handle all of Dr. Espino's face consultations. I'll look after you through the whole process during the surgery until you go to Mexico. And then obviously once you come back, you'll chat with me as well if you need any sort of further instructions or advice from Dr. Espino or his team.
And in case people didn't catch on, where are you from?
I come from the land down under.
Where the women grow in gender. Anyhow.
That's what we say, but that's not the word.
And I have to Google the words. But we live in Vegas, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So we are actually really Australian, and we are actually really sisters, like by blood.
Yeah.
But yeah, we both live in Vegas. So I do coordinate from Vegas. So I'm not in Mexico, although sometimes Kayla and I do take a trip down there. We try to take more trips.
Well, we're actually due for a trip down there.
Yeah, so we do go down there as well.
And we've been trying to get Dr. Espino on the podcast.
Right.
But he only wants to come in the studio.
But what if this is what I was thinking, what if when we're down there next time, could we film an episode while we were both there somewhere?
How?
I don't know. How does it work?
Matt, you want to come to Mexico?
No, but don't you do Zoom, like a Zoom or something? Can't you Zoom in?
We need to be in the studio.
Yeah, but can't I don't know how it works because I'm not technical, but can't we Zoom in, all three of us sit with Dr. Espino and Zoom into here?
Who's going to host it?
You're going to host and talk at the same time.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, but we can all be seeing still think, does that happen? Can you do that? No? Oh.
Yeah, we're getting the no. We're getting the no. So we have to rally to get Dr. Espino here to Vegas.
Yep.
Maybe we'll just pack an extra suitcase and just force him to come. Okay, so Dr. Espino has been going super viral.
That's because he's great.
He is fantastic. Like, he's so good. He's taken women and people like,
that's your daughter.
Yeah, you've gone from mother to daughter.
That's not real photos. Your photos before have been photoshopped. Your photo, you've used the. I was going to say ugly filter, but that's not what they say. You've used the aging filter. You know what I mean? And it's not true. Like, it's actually, that's how good he is.
Yeah, he's so good.
You know what? Like, can I just say this? I had a call from a lady. I was chatting to a lady today, and she has said, I saw your journey on TikTok. Was that you? Said yes, it was. But the thing that I said to her was, I got really, really lucky, right, with Dr. Espino, because I wasn't really familiar with too much of his work beforehand, or plastics or face surgery, right? I just knew that I needed a little something. And so, but when I met him, I was really, really confident. So my words to her were like, and I'm very, very particular, if I would have studied and researched these doctors and looked for people's results and the way that he does his surgery, how mindful he is where his incisions are, and also how detailed he is. And I'm very, very picky and very particular, 100% would have chose him if I'd done my research. So for people that have seen it, when you walk into his office, when you walk out of there, you are 100% confident in that you've made the right choice. That's how I felt, and I didn't know about all of this going in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So absolutely 100% would choose him again in a heartbeat.
So just for people that are maybe tuning in for the first time, you say you didn't really know going in. Can you explain how you came about to A, get your facelift, and B, become his coordinator? Like, how did all that happen?
So I was actually working for EOC already because I had gone through the process with Kayla when she had weight loss surgery, right? So I became a coordinator for bariatrics. And, there was talks of getting a new surgeon, and there was a lot of talk on social media, which just so you all know, I don't really have. I don't have personal accounts. I'm not on there. I'm not. I'm very anti social media. I just am.
But prior to that, we had Dr. Mendoza, who was doing facelifts, and he went a little bit viral on TikTok during at one point, and he just got so many. But he's from Guadalajara,
right?
So he would only come down to EOC, I believe it was like 1 week a month. So we only had him for a limited time, and so when he went really viral, because we only had him the 1 week a year, 1 week a month, he booked out like a year and a half in advance, and we just couldn't keep up with the facelift demand. So for about a year, EOC, we could have got any facelift surgeon, but EOC did like so much research of like finding the best surgeon, the best facelift surgeon. Then they found Dr. Espino, who actually lives and works in Tijuana. And then he's with us, is it 3 days a week?
Yeah, so he'll do surgery with us on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays.
Okay, so at that point, Dr. Mendoza's fully booked out. And then they finally, about a little bit over a year later, they found Dr. Espino to join the team, and you were already a coordinator in bariatrics.
Yeah. So I guess I got the call and they asked me would I be, I'd expressed about a year or so before that, I expressed an interest to go over to plastics, but we never really spoke about it again. And then when they got this doctor, I guess I got a phone call and they had asked me would I be interested in moving over to the plastics side of the business. And I said, yes, absolutely. They sent me some of his work just to have a look at. And then I remember.
Patients were like, so we announced, okay, we've got a new facelift surgeon and he's going to be like taking bookings within the next week or so. And everyone's like, well, we need to see his work. But we didn't have any patients that to showcase.
Yeah, right. And it's not like he hadn't been doing facelifts before.
Yeah.
Like he'd been doing them. He just hadn't been doing them with us, right? Patients. So in that same phone call, I guess, they had said, how do you feel about moving over to plastics? And then they said, what about your face? And I sort of thought, well, I thought that I need a little, I always said that this was a little bit saggy and I was thinking about that.
And it was something that you actually
I thought
because you got a consult here in America.
In San Diego about 2 years prior to that. Yeah. Because when I first started getting Botox and stuff, right, like I noticed that this was a little bit saggy. And in my 30s, like the woman was like, you're going to need a facelift. And I'm like, you are joking. Like there's not a chance. Like I'm not doing all that. But they were telling me that and I didn't really do a lot to my face, like I did Botox, right?
But you had gained weight and then you lost a lot of weight, right? Pounds,
so that's when I saw
your face got worse.
Yeah, it got much worse. I still thought I looked the same, but obviously I got a lot worse. Anyway, they said, "What about your face?" And I said, Can I think about it and let you know? And they said, yes, but you're going to have to let us know sooner rather than later because we want to do this next week. And I was like,
and if it's not going to be you getting a facelift, like where someone's getting a facelift. Whether we're just, do a giveaway or in another
we're going to showcase somebody's face.
I was going to TJ to document a facelift and I'm like, Nicole.
So I ring Kayla and I said, Kayla, listen, they've just spoke to me about this doctor and, they said, what about my face? And, I think one of my bosses was like, well, it's not going to hurt her. Or, she's talked about it before. And Kayla had said to me, well, Nicole, it's not going to get any worse, is it really? Like, if this is your opportunity, you've been talking about wanting to do it, why don't you do it? So I went in completely blind. Like I saw a couple of pictures, but I went in blind, right? So then we go to Mexico. I was just excited. I had like a week basically to prepare. I didn't really know anything about it. I got my consultation back. I just thought I needed a little bit of tightening on my jaws. Next minute I get blepharoplasty and fat transfer and canthoplasty and a lip lift. And half the words. You got
humbled. That's what you got.
No, half the words. What is this? I literally had to Google what they were because I didn't even know what they were.
Okay, so just really briefly, can you just explain what you got?
Okay, so I got.
What do they mean?
Yeah, so I got I got a full extended full face and neck lift, right? So basically, all the face, all the neck. I got
which is now being called the Espino lift,
right?
Yeah.
I also the blepharoplasty, right? So the upper and the lower. So the top of my eyelids, like he took some of the skin off here, and the bottom. I had really bad sort of like dark circles, bags under my eyes for forever. So he addressed that as well, and he got rid of that. The canthoplasty, he actually repositioned my eyes just slightly. If you've got sad eyes, if your eyes point down, like he can lift all this, but if he lifts all this and your eyes and he only addresses up to here, he says you're going to look like you have sad eyes and it's going to make you look sad. So if he just lifts a little like this, it does the whole lot. So I got the canthoplasty as well, brow lift. So he lifted up the tail of the brow lift. And basically that was all the things. So I went in for that. Went and met him, and then when I met him, because you were with me, I was just like, this is going to be, thank goodness, because I like him. I think he's going to be so,
meticulous.
He's very meticulous, like under a microscope, doing his surgeries.
He's very strict too.
Which I like, right? Yeah. Because I need you to tell me what I'm allowed to do, what I'm not allowed to do, and I'm going to do exactly what you say. But if you don't do what he says, you can have some problems. Do you know what I mean?
So let's talk about it. So you get your facelift, and then how was your recovery? I think this is what everyone wants to know. And then can you give people pointers on like a successful recovery? Because you had no issues.
Well, I mean, I had some big issues at the start, right? I'm just going to be completely honest, right? I had a lot of swelling in my eyes, like a lot. Like my eyes were swollen.
But okay, so can we
let me tell you why.
Why? Yes, please explain
this
why.
This was, and I say to people when I talk to them, when I get a chance to talk to them, this was my own fault because my surgery was on a Wednesday. On a Monday, I think I went to bed. It was whatever time it was, but I woke up in the middle of the night with a headache and I went to grab some Tylenol, right? And I didn't have any, so I grabbed this sublingual that we take if you've been a weight loss patient. So I took this sublingual, but it was an NSAID. It was like an ibuprofen, right? And it has like blood thinning properties. I didn't know. I swallowed it. I went back to sleep. And then when I went to Dr. Espino, I said, I took like an ibuprofen. And he said, you're probably going to have some bleeding, just so we know, right? So, and then what happened was my eyes are usually very sensitive anyway. There was a lot of bleeding and it took him a while to, you know what I mean, to work on. Yeah, for my blepharoplasty. So
prior to surgery, do you give people instructions of what to stop taking?
Yeah, absolutely. You'll get a list of all the medications that you shouldn't stop. Hormone medication you do have to stop a month before. Now, listen.
So did you not read your paperwork, Nicole?
Let's not talk about what I received and what I didn't, or what I read and what I didn't. I'm telling you, I went in completely blind. They said, you're going Wednesday. I got the flights for Monday, and that's all I did.
Eyes shut blind.
they literally went in blind, and I came out with my eyes sewn shut blind. But it was all right because I just let people take care of me for
But now, but now you know.
How to explain and what happened and why it was. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to happen to everybody.
People won't make
and I don't think it's probably happened again because I'm pretty strict with telling you. P.S. People, please don't stop taking your thyroid medication.
Okay.
Make sure you can. It might be hormone related, but if you're on blood pressure medication, you must continue to take it. And if you take thyroid medication, do not stop your thyroid meds. Do not stop them. Even if it's going to send your labs off, even if you get tested beforehand and you stop that sucker a month before, you're going to get down there and they're going to cancel your surgery. You're not going to be within normal range, and we need you to be in normal range, especially your thyroid. I mean, everything needs to, but that's a big one. So make sure you keep taking it.
So can you explain? So they've got their surgery booked, right? Can you explain? Like the blood work. Like what kind of blood work do you guys need? Do you guys need EKGs? Like what does doctors? He's a little bit stricter than face is stricter than body, I think.
Sometimes when you get your consultation back, he might even want an evaluation from a cardiologist or a psychiatrist before you come for surgery.
Why would someone need an evaluation from a psych?
Well, because if somebody had if the face journey for me, let's just say my experience was a very, very positive one. I went in with a very positive mind frame. I was excited. I wasn't worried. I knew he wasn't going to sew me up crooked. I know that these people, when they come out of these surgeries, everybody looks phenomenal, right? I just kept picturing the long term, right? But what happens is you come out and your face, you saw me. It looked like I was in a massive car accident.
Yeah, like a crash test.
Right. And so Kayla was worried, is this supposed to be okay? I haven't seen this before. It takes, when you look at yourself in the mirror, it's a lot to take in. Now, if you're somebody that already suffers from anxiety, it's going to be a big deal. Okay, that didn't happen to me. I was so focused on what I knew it was going to look like in the end, you know what I mean? That I didn't let the little bits worry me in between. But a lot of people are freaking out during the recovery process, right? Because it takes a lot takes a lot of mental.
Yeah. You got to be mentally sound.
Stability. Do you know what I mean? So if you were already suffering from anxiety and stuff like that, we want to make sure that you're okay going into it because it does take a bit of a toll on you mentally in those recoveries. And it may feel like this is taking so long, or this is a week, or it's been 3 weeks, or it's only been a month. Yeah, it's only been a month. I remember, honestly, I would go like this and I would feel behind my ears and just going to say, because this is what I thought of, but it didn't bother me, right? I was like, oh, Frankenstein, right? Because, Frankenstein has the bolts.
Yeah,
There's the bolts on his neck. And I could feel these two things, but they were even on both sides, right? And my head was swollen so much. When the swelling went down, I could feel the stitches back here. And all I was thinking was, I've got these two bloody things popping out the sides of my neck. But I also thought to myself, I know they're the stitches from the inside. I know that they don't stay like this.
You have to be patient.
They dissolve. Give yourself time. I don't know how long it's going to take to dissolve because it depends on your metabolism. It depends on how your body, does metabolize these things. And mine took months, but I didn't freak out thinking, what are these bumps? I knew what they were. I just had to get my mind right to go, okay, this is what they are. Eventually they're going to go. Might take months from now, might take 6 months from now, but this is not how it's going to stay.
Yeah.
I think you have to be very mindful like that. So you go through your consultation process, right? He might say, hey, we need to make sure that your anxiety or your depression or whatever is in check, that you've got it under control, right? That's first. And then same with a cardiologist, any sort of like, I don't even want to say issues with heart because we won't accept that anyway. But if there's been like, if you've had palpitations with for no reasons or something like that, he might still say, look, let's see what your cardiologist says. And if your cardiologist says that you're all clear to go, then we're all clear to go. So once that happens.
And then your thyroid's got to be in check.
Yeah. So what happens at that point, I'll send you a contract, right? And then I'll also send you some instructions what you have to do before you have your facelift. I'll send you the contract. I'll send you instructions for when you come out of surgery, so post-op. And there's also going to be a separate attachment that's going to be all the medications that you need to stop and when and what you mustn't stop. So you need to read these attachments because I do send them to you with your contract. Right. Some people might think that they don't get them.
I think it's just the contract.
They just get them. That you get them early in the piece, so you're prepared. You've got enough time,
That's
right?
Good to know.
Yeah, and then there's a skincare routine that I can send you as well, for after surgery because people want to know what they use afterwards. But, even for me, like I've been back to see Dr. Espino twice since then. I go back for Botox all the time because let's talk about this, a facelift, right? It's only going to, not only, but it more so targets the deeper layers like of your face and your neck, right? So it's going to be your tissues and your muscles. So that's really where a facelift is designed to do.
And then kind of like the loose skin.
Yeah, right? They're going to remove the loose skin, right? But there is still going to be some movement. There's still going to be a little bit of elasticity. You can't get rid of it all, right? And it doesn't really address the wrinkles in your forehead. It's going to be...
Well, because you're not getting a
forehead lift. You're not getting that.
Not getting that lift.
Right, so you're going to continue to need Botox, right? I used to do Botox up here around my eyes and in the middle. But then after surgery, Kayla had said to me one time, he just put all this Botox in your neck. And I'm like, nah. And she's like, no, yeah, I saw him. So, the next time I went and got my Botox. And Dr. Espino will inject you, it will come with your surgery plan now, but he will inject you either on one of your pre-op appointments or it might be the day before you leave, but you will get your Botox. Now,
so everyone's getting Botox as well?
Yeah, right. Okay, so everybody's going to get Botox.
Just for maximum results.
Oh, because you come out and you're just going to look fresh, right? But the other thing with the Botox and what people are like, oh, I don't want to continue with injectables or whatever. The thing was, these the platysma bands and stuff in your neck. The reason why he was injecting my neck, because he said, your gravity still works, right? So to help defy gravity, what he does is he will inject in your neck so that it paralyzes those muscles there. So it's you're trying to prolong the effects of gravity, basically. So that's why it's really important to still inject in the neck.
Even with the body plastics, like things fall. You know what I mean? Like I wish my boobs were like up under my chin, and they over time they drop, and the BBL like it drops. Like it's gravity. It's not going to be like that forever. But
he will always say that skincare and continued maintenance is really going to be up to you. Like I can do all of that, but you are going to have to follow a skin routine. He also talks about, people have asked about CO2 laser treatments and stuff.
We get that question a lot.
Okay, so basically what he does is he recommends it after surgery and about 6 months after surgery. And he said it's almost like giving your face, it's like a fresh coat of paint. Like if you were to paint your house, a fresh coat of paint, it's like your face, you're giving your face like just a fresh coat of paint. But 6 months after, and that's basically to avoid like the risk of infection and stuff like that. So wait at least 6 months, start on the CO2 laser.
Because is that where they basically like needle your whole face?
I wish I could tell you.
Regenerates. I'm pretty sure it is.
Well, is that microneedling? I'm not sure.
I think it's similar.
Well, CO2 laser is just, CO2, it's a laser.
Okay. Now, we were talking about all this post-op. Now, what about pre-op? Like what if they have fillers or they get Botox, and like how far do they have to stop doing that?
So, we did say that Dr. Espino is very strict, and he's even getting even more strict. Now, we're not saying that you can't have surgery if you've had fillers, and we're not saying you can't have surgery if you haven't had Botox. If you haven't had Botox.
Because let's be honest, most people that are going in for a facelift, they've tried all that, and that's what they do.
Yeah, right.
Before that, yeah.
So the good thing about it now is even if you were getting a consultation now, and we can't schedule you to February, you've still got some months in between. So if you do that and you schedule I wouldn't be doing anything in between now and then.
So how long for fillers and stuff?
So it depends on it depends on a lot of things. Have you been doing them for years? Have you been doing them constantly? Is this something that you've just done? He will come back with a recommendation for everybody, right? Sure. So I would say if you've had fillers in the past and you've just had some Botox or whatever, 3 to 6 months for Botox, I would say. If you've just had it, it's still going to be okay.
Is this surgery time or is this for a consult?
You can put your consult whenever you like.
Okay, so let's just say I've just got fillers and Botox, but I want to get a consult.
Okay.
Should I hold off till they wear off a bit?
I think you should wait until they wear off a little bit, because what I've seen lately is there's been a lot of people that are coming that have had a lot of fillers over a long period of time, right? And they've been doing Botox regularly. But fillers, it's not just one type of filler. It's lip filler and it's Sculptra and it's stuff like that. And if they've been recent and if they've been in this year, he has told me to tell some people, listen, 2 years.
Really?
Right. So that means stop giving yourself fillers for 2 years.
Okay.
Or he might come back and it might not be that intense. He might come back and say, look, here is the surgery plan that we have for this patient. She's going to need to get these dissolved before she comes in.
Right.
Get them dissolved. Here is the plan. And then I know that I can schedule you anytime from February onwards, but I know that you're going to have to go in and get your fillers dissolved. Sometimes he'll come back and say, this patient needs to dissolve all her fillers. Once she's done that, resubmit, and then he can make a plan after that. So even if you send it in to me and he comes back with that, I'm either going to tell you need to wait 2 years. I'm going to say, listen, get them dissolved, send me back your paperwork and we'll go from there.
Right.
If you're lucky enough to get your quote, you can schedule straight away.
So if you're due for the Botox and you're due for the fillers, but you're on the fence about wanting to get a facelift, do your consult first. Don't get anything done. Do your consult, see what he recommends, and then if you want to go the facelift route, go that. If you don't want to go the facelift route, then
go back. But
okay. So
you can still have them, and he can still do them.
And you can do them after, is what you said. But
and he's going to recommend that. Like for me, I had my Botox before I left his office the first time I was there, and that's all I did. The second time I went back, it might have been 6, maybe 8 months later, maybe even 9 months later, and we did a full face of Botox again, and I actually got him to do my lips. So we did a little bit of filler in the lips because fat will dissipate over time. Yeah. The lift is beautiful. Love the result of the lift. Some people are a bit unsure about it. They're worried about the scar. I don't think there really is one.
Yeah, I can't see yours at all.
I literally have to point it out to most people, and I have to.
You have to push down to actually see
to see a crease, right? So I love the shape of my lip now, and I feel like every person that has had it has loved it. Yeah. People get scared at first
because prior you couldn't even see your top lip.
I didn't have a top lip.
You have the sweetheart or whatever it's called, that.
I don't know whatever it is, but I like it. Now I went before I never even bothered.
The arrow, Cupid arrow. Cupid's bow.
Oh, Cupid's bow. Arrow.
Yeah.
Got that all right.
But you didn't even have that before.
No, so mine was
your
completely
lips look natural. They don't even look like they've been filled, but they're probably due for filler anyway.
No, well, he says maybe once a year. I think I had them done in April.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Kayla likes nice, big, full lips. I'm okay with them just being regular. I like the shape. They don't need to be too crazy. Sometimes when my lips are quite big, like I might look like I have an RBF because I can't move them and they're there. I've been told that, and I'm actually not. I'm actually a really nice person. So I'm like pre facelift. No one ever really told me that. But sometimes when you get your fillers and you get your Botox and then they put the lips in and you can't move some stuff for a little while. I'm not really mad.
You're like, this is my happy face.
No, it's the lips because they are quite full, and then they do fade out, and then you see them fade out. But he would say that if you're going to definitely keep up your skin routine, you're going to need to do that. Look into CO2 lasers for continued maintenance, and then if you're looking to do other things, obviously Botox is something you're going to have to keep up with, and fillers he would suggest would be not fillers. Like a lip filler would probably be the only thing if you wanted to keep your lips super plump.
Good to know. Okay, so it's been a year since you've been a facelift coordinator.
Yep.
What are some of the most commonly asked questions pre-op and post-op that you get?
I think some people freak out about the lip lift, to be completely honest. They're like, I don't know if I want the lip lift or the fat transfer. Look, the fat transfer, I don't even think it's something that you notice. Like if your face is that hollowed out, right, and he's moving back all the skin, he's going to need to to give you a little bit of fat injection here or there, just to even you out. Like
where
that's
does he get the fat from?
It really,
does he need a donor?
Yeah, right. You can only donate. You can
volunteering, asking for a friend.
You're only your own donor. He has to get it from you. So he'll have a look on your he'll have a look during your pre-op appointment, right? So he might do it from your belly. He might do it from your leg, wherever you're carrying a little bit of extra fat that he can. Now, when I say that, it's going to be a syringe. Like for me, it might have been 2 or 3 syringes, and he got a little bit from my belly, and I think he got a little bit from each thigh, but it was like 3 syringes or something like that he extracted, and then they put back in. So it's not a massive.
I've actually been in the OR when Dr. Ochoa did that on Hayley, actually.
Oh,
he did it for her lips, and he got it from straight through her belly button.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then so he got the fat out, and just with syringes. And then like he almost like transfers it back and forth to kind of like smooth it out and get all like the, stuff that's
really?
not fat
Yeah,
out.
I wouldn't know how to do it. I can't tell you how he does it. But.
And then he, got the fat all cleared out and cleaned and then put it in her lips.
Wow.
It was very interesting. I actually made a video of it. And I did, so I'll repost
You might
again.
insert that here later. But yeah, that's wild. Now, I didn't know. I knew it was syringes and stuff, but I try not to get too much into the medical sort of side of things. One, because I'm not qualified to give you medical advice, so let's just get that out there. And 2, I don't really like blood and guts, so I don't even want to see.
It's no guts.
But you know what I mean? Like I don't like all the gunk. Like I'm like,
yeah. You're like, I don't want to know the how. Just do it.
Yep.
I don't need the ins and outs. Just get it in and get me out.
Yeah, I just need to know that it's happening, and this is what it's going to be at the end, and I don't need to know anything about the middle. So.
Okay, and then so post-op. So let's talk about post-op complications. What do they do?
Like I don't even want to say complication because I don't feel like it's a complication, right? Like I feel like.
But some people freak out, Nicole. That's
yes,
the thing.
right, but it's not a complication, right?
Right, if there's a minor like something that's not looking
I'm
right.
going to tell you, I feel like I've been dealing with people for at least 6 months after their surgery because facelift patients are going to ask everything. I have a bump here. I can feel my stitch. Yeah. Is this supposed to be here? Do you know what I mean? Yes. It's okay.
You're okay.
You're going to be okay. Like, okay, if you've got like an open wound and you've got stuff that's gushing out, right? Different story. Now, listen, you were given instructions on how to care for this before you left.
Right, so these open wounds and stuff don't just happen out of nowhere,
touch
right?
anything, right? Don't touch your face. Don't touch it with bare hands. I wore gloves. I didn't wash my hair. I'm talking, if my sister was cleaning one of my wounds and she had gloves on and she picked something else up before I gave her the spray, right, or a cotton tip, I made her change her gloves. Like, that's how strict I was. I wasn't playing. Like, I'm like, and she's like, I touched her with the left hand. I don't care. Like, I don't care. I made sure I was in a house that didn't have like necessarily any animals. I made sure I didn't come out of my room. Like all of that stuff. I was really, really strict. But I also played it up a little bit. I wanted people to bring me a drink, or I wanted someone to clean the back of my ear. Like I wanted to lay there and rest. You know what I mean?
Most people don't.
Well,
most people go
take
crazy.
it. And they do, and that's the problem. You have to be patient, right? And I'm not an overly patient person. But I was like, I'm going to take this time to relax. And I did. And I had the best experience ever. Right. I didn't have anxiety about it. I knew that everything was going to be okay. If I had questions, I asked. I knew.
Because swelling is a real thing too.
Big deal. Bruising, the swelling. Is this a stitch?
Yeah.
Yes. When is it going to dissolve?
This eye might be more swollen. You're going to feel lopsided. And that's same with the body as well. Like, hell is real.
And you will heal, your body will heal in its own time at its own pace. And it might be, one side might be, my left was different to my right or whatever it was. I wasn't worried. I didn't sit there and go, I knew that one was still more swollen than the other. That's why it looks like that. Do you know what I mean?
So patience, but let's just say there is a complication.
Okay,
what do they do?
So what they need to do is basically you need to email me. Okay, you need to tell me what's going on. And I need you to send me pictures. Right. I need you to always keep the area clean and dry. That's important. Keep it clean, keep it dry. If you can just spray down with there's an antiseptic spray that they give you in tier 1 and buy it before. This stuff is gold. It's called microdicin. Yeah. The blue, they give it to you for all plastics. All plastics pay. It's in a blue bottle.
Buy an extra one.
Buy a big one of those because that's going to be your best. For me, like every time I got itchy, I sprayed that sucker with that and I got my glove and I just pat down. I got gauze and I pat down. I didn't scratch anything. I was like this.
We had Q-tips and you were.
Yep, because my nose was running, and I couldn't feel it at the time. And so, and I was like, can I blow my nose? Can I stick my fingers? My fingers are too big. Can I stick my fingers up my nose? I would get a Q-tip and I would wipe the inside of my nose with a Q-tip or I'd get a brand new Q-tip and I would like touch the area because you get these little zaps and stuff, you know, and it gets really itchy. You know, so my best friends were gloves, the antiseptic spray is your best friend. I only cleaned with that. I only sprayed with that. I only wiped down with that. That was the only thing that I used, and I used gauze and I used gloves. Now, if you get a complication, if your wound opens, you're doing too much, okay? Like it's not going to open on its own. At the third week, when you feel like everything's perfect, you do too much or you move too quick or, you know, you got to move your whole body, not just your face, right? When that happens, you can cause complications and you can cause yourself to have an opening. If you have an opening, if you've got it wet and it's not dry, right? You need to keep it dry. Your wound has to heal. Send me the pictures, send me the explanation, send me as many pictures as you can because I'm going to send it to Dr. Espino. Now, you most likely will not get an immediate response because Dr. Espino is in surgery. These surgeries take 5 to 6 hours, okay? So please be patient. He will always answer you. I can't come back and tell you what to do with a wound opening. I am not medically qualified to give you a medical response. I can tell you what he has told me about the stitches. Okay, if they're the purple, they're supposed to come out. If they're the clear ones, they have to dissolve. Leave them alone, right?
So if you have a complication,
email me.
You have a little bit of patience because he might be in with surgery.
He might be in
a pre-op appointment, a post-op appointment.
If you have an emergency, right? If it is an emergency, always take yourself to the ER. If you know that's not an emergency, please at the time, keep it clean, keep it dry. Do not touch it. Do not put anything else over it. Do not put like a scarf over it. Like use the gauze, a clean gauze, like cover the things, clean, dry, covered if your wounds haven't healed yet. If he wants to eventually tell you to leave it uncovered because we've got to let it dry out more, whatever he comes back with, we're going to do. But I can't give you that. We need to wait for Dr. Espino to, and every patient is going to be different. The instructions are going to be different for everybody. So you just have to give me a minute to get the instructions back to you. But always send me your concern with a bunch of photos because he needs, and maybe not just of the area as well, whole face and some zoom in areas of wherever you think your concern may be. But you don't get complications for no reasons.
Right. Now, and then you said scarf. So a lot of women take scarves.
That's fine.
So can you explain?
That's fine. Like we're going to tell you to bring a scarf and bring a hat, but we're not going to get you to put that on an open wound, right?
Right. So if you got your faja on,
you got your gauze on, you've got your padding, you've got your faja. Put a scarf over all of that so that when you're traveling or when you're flying home, there's, you know, an extra layer of coverage for germs, you know, stuff like that. A hat, you're not just going to put that on either.
Sun exposure?
No sun exposure. No, like the heat is your worst enemy as well when you're healing because you do swell. And especially when you're wearing a face faja, right? Like what happens is you feel like your lips, your nose and your eyes, you feel all this pressure coming out like this because you've got this bit out, right? So you feel all this pressure coming out and it feels like a lot. So the hat is going to keep the sun off your face. You definitely don't want the sun. The scarf is basically just for you as well, so you're not walking around it doesn't, if you don't mind, you can walk around like that. It doesn't matter. But if you want to cover or put it up while you're traveling and stuff, you can wear it. But do not put any of that stuff on open wounds. I wouldn't be wearing any of that stuff unless all my wounds were healed, cleared, incisions, the stitches were out and that my incisions were fully clothed and the scars had come off. I wouldn't be putting anything on it until after that time.
Now, stitches, do people come home with stitches or do they come out?
They typically come out, right? So I would say Dr. Espino usually removes the hemostatic net a couple of days, maybe 2 or so days after your surgery. So that's the stitches that you have on the outside for the netting. But the rest of the stitches, like your blepharoplasty and the ones that are around your ears and behind your ears and stuff like that, under your nose, typically, it's the day before you fly home. Now, if there is an area that hasn't quite closed up properly, he may leave a stitch in, okay? Really speak to him before you leave and then ask him what you've got. Because I know that most of my stitches came out, but when I came home, Kayla, you actually found, like I think up in the temple, because they're quite fine, they're quite tiny, and they're purple, like they're this purple color. All of those ones usually get removed before you leave. If he's left one in intentionally, I had some behind my ear. What had happened, the stitches were removed, but they put some tape because there was a tiny little opening where we got some blood out the day before I left. And that tape had to stay there. So I asked how long it had to stay there. I touched base again with the office before I could take it out. But we did find some purple stitching up here. Asked the same question, what do I do with these stitches? Okay, those ones are supposed to come out. Clean scissors or clippers or a brand new pair.
You can just buy a suture kit online.
Yeah, buy a suture kit. Basically, you will pull just above where you'll pull it out a little bit and you will snip right where the knot is, right underneath the knot, and then you will give it a little bit of a pull. So the purple ones do need to come out. If he's told you to leave them until he tells you to take them out. But typically, if you find some purple stitches that may still be, in your hairline or whatever, those ones come out. The other ones, the clear ones, if they're poking out, I had one in my eye. It looked like it was a little bit of sleep, and I wiped it, and I actually thought it was like a little bit of sleep. And then I had Kayla or someone take a look. Or gunk, do they?
I don't know. I don't think Americans call it.
They sleep in your eyes?
Sleep boogers.
Okay, so I thought I had a sleep booger.
We just call it sleep.
Yeah, we had some sleep in your eyes. It's an Australian thing. And I didn't touch it with my fingers, but I got my cotton tip and I tried to wipe it, and I'm like, and then a little bit of the cotton's got stuck to it. I'm like, hang on a second, this is actually a stitch.
Mm-hmm.
I had to wait till those ones dissolved. I had one sort of sticking out here and one sort of like sticking out the top corner of my eye. You just wait till they dissolve. They don't. Those ones don't. They didn't take that long. The Frankensteins, they took a little while. They were months, but they were gone. But patience. Patience. But just ask. Email me is the best way. I'm always going to answer your emails.
Yeah.
It might take me a little bit to get back to you because he is blowing up. He is going viral. It's like he is really, really busy. So, your health concerns and your what are they? Complications. Just bear this in mind. Most of these things are not complications. These are just everyday questions that people are asking. Yeah. What do I do with this? What do I do with this? Clean, dry, keep it clean, keep it dry.
Now, in saying, I got to bring it up. I just got to bring it up. So in saying he's going viral, we know he's going viral. He's going viral on our pages. He's going viral on his pages. He's going viral on every person that posts their result. Like they're going viral. People are going. Every notification we're getting on any social media is all about facelifts. Okay, so with all of this attention obviously comes bad because you can't make 100% of people 100% happy 100% of the time.
Agreed.
And we know that the internet has some trolls. So,
see, this is why
Nicole doesn't have social media
because I don't really care what you think.
No,
it's true. I don't care what you think about me.
No, you don't care what the trolls think. Like, because here's the thing: like, people will.
I love lovely people. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm a real but you're
people out there that dedicate their entire being to tearing this surgeon
to him.
down.
Oh well, I feel sorry for him because he's actually really, really good. So I thought you were about to start talking about me, and I was going to say you can say what you like because it's like
guys, you got to be
water off duck's back. You know what I mean?
No, here's the thing.
No, me.
No, you. But I'm just saying, these people that are literally coming to tear Dr. Espino down or EOC down. Okay. You have to really realize, you are messing with somebody's livelihood. Number one, somebody who has gone to school and, studied.
And continues to study.
And pumping out good results. There may be one person that
isn't happy with one thing.
And it may not even be something that the surgeon done. It may be something along the lines. Maybe not even someone that's been a patient of ours, which is definitely the case online. There's people that are not EOC patients. Maybe they got denied for surgery.
I'm going to just
And now they have a very bad taste in their mouth and they want to tear down and badmouth everything about either the surgeon or about EOC or about Nicole.
And I'm like, I don't even do anything.
Right.
I didn't even do anything to you. I don't even have social media. What the heck?
Had people say stuff and they're like, Nicole's this, that, and the other. And I'm like, well, that's interesting because all the stuff we get about Nicole is how amazing she is.
Right.
So it's like maybe one
look,
thing,
I'm going to
and that's the thing. Like one thing, one thing happens
everybody
and this one says this and this one, and it blows up. So with the internet, you just have to, yes, there's good, there's bad. No matter where you go, no matter what surgeons you choose, no matter what company you go with, there's good, there's bad. Because you just can't keep 100% of people happy all the time.
Sorry.
No, so let me just finish this. So
God, I hope I don't look.
If you do see these bad, negative things, you just kind of look at the source. Ask yourself, did they have surgery with EOC? Did they have surgery with Dr. Espino? Were they denied? What is the root that they're upset about? And I will 99% of the time tell you it's not about the surgery. It's not about the surgeon. It's not about the results. It's probably they're acting off emotions. And they just, a lot of Karens out there, they just got nothing better to do and want to dedicate their day to causing drama
to ruin your day
on the internet. Right. And I want to say get a hobby, but that is their hobby.
Right.
You know what I mean? So everyone's different. I didn't have the time to engage in that kind of drama, but there are so many people that do, and it breeds and they read into it. And now Dr. Espino's getting too big for his pants. No, he's not.
He's actually not.
Is he strict?
He should be too big for his pants. Look how freaking good he is.
He's very good, but is he strict?
But he's humble.
Yes. Why is he strict? It's for your safety, you guys. If you are denied,
it's for a reason.
It's for a reason. Now, EOC, we don't give the reason, because what tends to happen is people will then go and apply to the next surgeon and it'll leave off that information.
Little bit of medical advice, right?
Right. And we're not doing it so you don't get your facelift. We're doing it so you live, because if you don't disclose some information, it could cost you your life.
Yeah.
So please just be aware of that. It's not that,
it's not that we don't
EOC
like you.
deny you and then they don't
Boot
give
you
you a
out
reason why. And it's like, no.
Yeah, that's exactly what we do. EOC denies you and you don't get a reason why. And that's the exact reason why. It's because of your safety. Like this is this is for you.
Mm-hmm.
When I was trying to interrupt you before, because that's what we do, talk over each other, I was just going to say exactly the same thing. Like there's going to be, look, everybody does make mistakes and stuff like that. Like we all do them in every job that we have.
Yeah.
But I would say when you do have some negative feedback or some negative comments and stuff like that, for me, like I'm always the first person to put my hand up and go, hey, you know what? This is me. I did this. This is my mistake. Like that's just me as a person. That's my character.
And you actually take that kind of criticism really to heart because you are so passionate about what you do and you do the best you can and you try to help everybody, single person. Nicole never has a bad word to say about anybody. And so
because then I'll find the good thing. I'll be like,
Nicole is super nice to everybody. I feel like I'm like a nice person, but Nicole's even nicer than me.
That's
like
really nice of you to say.
No, you are. Like you're nice to everybody.
I feel like I want to cry.
No, and so when someone says something, criticizes you, you take it to heart because you have no malice and you never.
Like, you know what it is for me? It's not like I necessarily take it to heart, right? But I just get like. I get frustrated because I get angry. Like I get like
fiery.
Yeah, I'm like, how dare you say
get offended?
I didn't do that? I get it. Yes, that's right. I get offended, right? I get offended because like if I've made the mistake, I'll go, you know what? That was me, my bad. Yeah. Like, and I'll take responsibility. I'll take ownership. That's me as a person. But if I've done my job correctly and if I've gone out of my way for you and you've got something to say about me that I'm not going to say is not true, but the thing that you're saying you contributed to, I want to make you accountable for what you did in that situation because I would say, hang on a second, this is what happened. This was how we handled it, okay? You're saying what I did, but what I did was in response to what you gave me, right? Right. So I've done everything I can for you. People, when you make your judgments about whether it's EOC or whether it's about the doctor, I would say exactly what you said. Don't just read the negative comments. There's a reason why it's negative.
Yeah.
Get all the facts first.
Yeah.
Get all the facts first and then make your decision.
That's the thing with the internet. You don't know the backstory of things. People are just going to tell you their side, only one side of the story.
So I feel like for me, when you come for me, if you're going to come for me, half the time I don't know it because I don't care and I don't check it, right? The only time I'm on social media is if somebody says, hey, Nicole, somebody said something, can you go address that? So then I have to find where it is or somebody has to send it to me so I can actually see. And then I'm like,
because you're in real time, like dealing with real patients. And
right, yeah, exactly. And life, because I like to live in the moment and I like to experience things that are happening in real time. I'm not somebody that needs validation.
But this isn't even about you or anything. But imagine being a surgeon.
That's what I'm saying.
Being in surgery.
That's what I'm saying.
6 to 8 hours with these patients.
Yeah. So
and then to only come back to see all this
somebody say, oh, he did this or he did this to my hair.
Yeah, he's getting too big for his boots. He denied me. He's this, he's that. Like
he's not. He's careful.
But guess what? But guess what else he is, you guys? He's a human,
and he's safe.
He's a human who also has feelings, right?
Right.
So like if this is making you fired up about maybe someone said, oh, Nicole didn't reply back to me in time or something, imagine how a surgeon feels who then has to go into surgery
the next day and work on somebody else's face. I just have to go like this.
So like, guys, like just whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're bullying against, whether it be surgery, whether it be someone else, this is to any internet
troll.
I don't even like the word troll, but any internet bully.
I don't even know what they're called.
Like, maybe just if you feel like you need to type
happy.
No, but wait, if you feel like you need to type it out, but then read it and then delete it.
No, because they're going to type it out and they're going to do it anyway. Listen, some people are miserable.
Don't ruin someone's day. You just don't know the impact of your words that can have against people. So whether it be a coordinator, whether it be a surgeon, whether it be a fashion blogger, whether it be someone that says
people, Kayla, are just miserable.
Fat, you're too skinny. Right.
Do you know what I mean? People are not nice people. They're just not.
That's the thing. This is the other thing though. So if you are reading these negative comments that these people do, you got to really realize that a lot of these people, they're projecting. It's like their insecurities.
Right.
Like they need to tear people down to make themselves feel better.
And that's right.
Like, and then I also get legitimate complaints
concerns, right?
and concerns, and I get that. And again, if there
and
is
then we address
no
them, we'll address them.
perfect,
right?
You know what I mean? We are not. We're not robots, but even robots malfunction. You know what I mean? Nobody's perfect.
And there's two sides of every story. Get the full picture. People are going to complain. Some people are going to make it their job to complain because that's what they do. Yeah. Some people are not as happy as us. Some things bother other people. Yeah. Just, I don't know, choose happiness life.
But again, that's the good and the bad with social media going viral. There's always
going to get criticism.
So you're never going to get 100% of everybody thinks everything's kumbaya 100% of the time, because the more eyes you have on you, the more chances that you get for criticism. So it is, look, guys, it is what it is. We do try our best. You try your best. Dr. Espino does his best. Yeah. And it is bloody awesome. Like, you're an amazing coordinator. He's an amazing surgeon.
Yeah, he really is.
EOC is a well-oiled machine, from the drivers to the nurses to Dr. Melissa that comes and visits you.
Oh, yeah,
everybody gives their 110%.
And I'm a fairly, I don't want to say fairly, I'm an honest person, right? Like if I was working for Dr. Espino and I just sort of liked his work, I would just go about going, oh, okay, yeah, and surgery's good and this is what you need to do. But I wouldn't be going in, I am a very passionate person in life, right? So I'm either really, really against it or I'm really, really not. You know what I mean? Yeah. So when I say I got lucky, not just because my results and stuff like that, because I can actually speak from a genuine place. Because I really believe in what he's doing and the way that he does it. Like, also, I'm not just saying
you're lucky that
because this is my job. I literally believe it.
That's the thing. You got lucky because you are also a team. You know what I mean? You two are a team with EOC.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I couldn't have if I would have had to research for myself. One, for the results, but two, to work with someone that I believed in that much. Or I loved his work as much as I did. Like, I got lucky all the way around. End of story.
You know what I mean? You did get lucky. Yeah. So with that comes the good and the bad. So, you take the bad on the chin. So just
stop sending me people's freaking DMs and stuff so I don't have to listen to all the wah, wah, wah. I'm
the one that has to reply to everyone.
I know. And you know what? And she is my sister. So, like she half the time she don't care if it's her, but, sometimes she says, someone's saying something bad about my sister. Like, obviously, like, that affects you as well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, look, it is what it is. When your facelift went viral, like for the first time, because your facelift videos have gone viral many times, there was, there's mean comments like, oh, she was a crackhead or she was this or she was that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and I'm like, it wasn't crack. No. I'm like, no, like she lost weight. Like you don't know people's stories.
Kayla's nice with her replies and stuff like that. And
well, because I'm not, again, like I'm very patient.
Kayla's very patient and I'm very passionate in a very good way and a very, not negative, but in a very yes and no, black and white.
You're black and white, yeah. I'm very colourful.
Like I'm, and sometimes I do reply with my emotions. Sometimes I should take a minute to sometimes reply to things because I'm going to tell you exactly what I think that you've made me just feel. Hang on a minute. Yeah. That's not right. That didn't happen. You're not truthful. This is the truth. Now let's put it out there and see what we got.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But honestly,
I need to be a little bit more professional.
With the amount of attention, the amount of views, the amount of people that have seen your facelift and all of his patients' facelifts. Like, there's millions and millions and millions and millions. Like, you've got 4 or 5 million on yours. One's got another million. Some of his patients got 18 million. He himself is like, there's
going to be some complaints. People have something to say.
But it's very minor.
Yeah. Well, and
in the grand scheme of like.
And there's not really that many for the amount of work and stuff.
For the amount of.
And the things that they're complaining about.
No one's complaining about his results.
No.
Let's put it that way. At the end of the day.
That's why we're here.
Love your coordinator, hate your coordinator, hated the plane ride, hated the delays you had, hated the driver, loved the driver. Whatever it is, I guarantee you one thing.
Yeah, you're not going to hate your results.
Love your face. So with that being said, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Bariatrics and Beyond. I'm sorry that we go off track, we ramble, but that's just what we do. If you're an internet troll, we hope you have a great day.
Choose happiness.
Have the day you deserve. No, we do. Hope you have a great day. And honestly, like, do better. If you're not an internet troll and you are always like, just spreading positivity,
just know that
we love you. Me. We love you and have a great day, everyone. We'll see you on next week's episode of Bariatrics and Beyond.